What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Calcio Ebbasta with Giovanni, Daniel, myself, Luca. Guys, interesting things this week in Europe for both our teams. Juventus with the 1-1 draw in Spain against Villarreal. Napoli knocked out of the Europa League against Barcelona. Quick fire, Gianni. What could you make of the result against Barcelona?
What's there to make of the result? They were complete garbage. It was like humiliation. It was the most pointless game ever. I was falling asleep in the second half.
Yeah,
I didn't even see Paulie down the goal. It was the most pointless thing ever. I mean, literally, like they came out just as bad as they did against Coyote, if not worse. And it was just, and it wasn't even for the Scudetto, and they were playing like that. I mean, Adama literally trucked every three guys on his way to passing that off to Alba. That was just embarrassing. I really don't want to talk about it.
That shit came off of the worst corner play I've ever seen in my life. Insigne tried to play it short and he literally misplaced the pass. And then they went on a counterattack, which it's not all Insigne's fault, obviously, because Adama had to go through like 3 or 4 guys and they all just watched him. They were just admiring his muscles or whatever the hell they were doing. And then he passed it off to Jordi Alba, and Jordi Alba scored with his right foot as a right winger. Like,
man, you know what's crazy? That goal that Jordi Alba scored, I saw it right before I left to go to work. That gave me Spain 2012 vibes. It was scary, man.
Forges.
It was scary. Hey, the way he went down the whole field and scored like that.
No, I know you're right. I'm just saying you're bringing up like terrible memories. So like,
I know.
Better
we don't speak about those things. I mean, if you think about it, do you guys look at it? Yeah, the result was bad against Barcelona, but do you guys look at it as necessarily a bad thing, given that now you can literally put all your focus into one competition the rest of the season?
No, I never gave a shit about the Europa League, to be honest. Like, the fact that it was against Barcelona, I wanted to win.
Okay.
Yeah. We could have lost to Leverkusen and I wouldn't have cared. But the fact that it's the Barcelona, I cared. Like, that's why. Like, and not just Barcelona. It could have been against Real Madrid. It could have been City. It could have been Bayern. Like, the fact that it was if it was like one of those teams, like if it was a Champions, obviously it's Champions League is a different story. But I'm saying for like Europa League, if it is against like a Barcelona, especially because it's like one of those years where Barcelona went down to Europa League. It would be a chance to prove to the world, like, Napoli's a good team. Napoli's there.
Yeah.
We're not just another, stupid team. I don't know.
It's embarrassing. It's the only way to explain it.
It's really bad.
It's just embarrassing. I mean, if you're gonna ask me like if I care about one more than the other, like, no, obviously I'm gonna tell you I care about the Scudetto more than Europa League, but it's not like I wouldn't want to throw out a trophy. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are like, yeah, we don't really care. It's better for us now. We get to focus. Like, but that's the mentality that leads you to being crap all the time. Like, that's why you're always shit, because like you always think to yourself like, all right, then it doesn't matter that we get out of there because now we can focus on there. When has that ever done us any good in the past? It hasn't done us any good at all.
Yeah. All right, guys. Moving on to the other result in the week that we spoke about: Villarreal Juve 1-1. I'm not sure if you guys are able to watch the game, but man, the same shit. Allegri he goes 1-0 up in the first 30 seconds of the game, reactionary the whole game, and that's pretty much what sums it up. There are positives and negatives to take from the game. It's just they didn't do enough. They didn't do enough, and it sucks because there's no away goals now anymore. So it's like, okay, if let's say you leave the game 1-1, hard game, at least you have something to bring home. It doesn't even matter anymore. They're even.
Yeah, and I mean, after a flying start, you would think, and they had a pretty solid first half, but that's all mostly what I saw. Then I spoke to you and I just was looking online and everyone was like, the second half, it's like they turned off. So it's the same Allegri thing. Like, he got the lead and he went to defend it and it didn't work out.
He goes in with a plan, like, because the first half, I think it was maybe like between De Ligt and Danilo, it was maybe like 7-8 chances every time they get the ball over the top. Look for Vlahovic, look for Morata. the goal came from that right from the beginning. They caught Villarreal sleeping, but then the rest of the game, man, like backing off, giving space. The goal is a perfect example of that. The goal that Juve conceded against Villarreal sums up perfectly Allegri's style of play. Reactionary.
That was
Bro,
horrible.
so
Well, that was terrible
reactionary,
defending.
man.
Disgusting,
So
disgusting
reactionary.
defending.
Like that's something that you wouldn't even see at like a Serie C, Serie D level. Like I hate to say it, not to go and insult those players. You don't see that even at Eccellenza,
dude. In our level that we played at in Germany, you would not see that.
Mm.
You would not see what happened there. Like you wouldn't.
Oh, it was bad, man. Bad. Yeah.
And then you got guys like Rabiot on horrendous contracts that he has to play. They have to justify playing him. Yeah. I mean, they have to justify the contract that he makes by playing him. You know what I mean?
Hopefully he's gone. I saw some reports that someone will pay between 10 to 15 million this season to sell him. But who in their right mind would pay that?
Someone will do it.
Not at all.
Someone will do it though. Some Premier League team will grab him just because he played for PSG.
Yeah.
Someone's going to give you 10 to 15 million.
I agree with you. But like the years that he was winning the Scudetto back to back in the Serie A, there was a big gap between the other teams and him. A big gap. That gap has been closed now, so you can't keep playing that style. Like there was a time that Allegri was going and like a game against Sassuolo was a bye week, 7-0.
Yeah.
Now it's a different story. We just lost to them at home 2-1.
Yeah, the times
it wasn't even a fluke loss. The gap has been closed by a lot. So why keep this dinosaur style of play if times have changed?
I don't know. The times caught up.
There's so many the top 6. I mean, we see how close it is, and honestly, the teams mid-table they're not that far off either.
So. Well, Juve is in their new cycle, like Dan was saying. And all these other teams are in their best cycle, like for a while. Like Milan, after nearly a decade of not doing much, now they're coming back.
Yeah. Milan are finally competent.
Inter finally is no more like, oh, winter passes, they're gonna fall down. I mean, I don't know. They've had a couple of bad results, but we don't know yet, and what happens in another couple of weeks. All right, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Appreciate any support that you guys can give us. Remember to like on TikTok, Calcio Ebbasta TM. Same thing on Twitter as well. And then follow our YouTube page. All the links will be on all our pages. So just go and check us out. It's usually Calcio Ebbasta TM. So just check us out there. We lost Dan for the end of this video, but he'll be back. So again, we appreciate you guys and we hope to keep going. So appreciate it. Thank you.